Okay, so I want to be super honest with you right from the start. I am not some hair expert with a million subscribers. Nope, I'm just a beginner who got really tired of seeing my hair struggle. This is my story, how a simple reset literally changed everything for me in just 1 month.
And this, right here, this was my life. Every single takedown felt like I was losing a little piece of myself, you know? I absolutely love the creativity of protective styles, but that constant thinning right around my hairline, ugh, it was just so frustrating and honestly, it was starting to break my heart.
I totally used to think it was. I just figured, the irritation, the constant need to pat my head, that it all just came with the territory. But what I finally learned is that constant nagging itch isn't normal at all. It's actually a huge warning sign from your scalp.
For years, I seriously thought my hair problems were just bad luck, or maybe I was doing something wrong with my routine, I didn't know. But the real problem? It was something else entirely, something I had never even thought to consider.
It turns out the problem was chemical. Can you believe it? The very hair that I was using to protect my real hair was creating this toxic environment right on my scalp, and I was completely clueless.
So this basically shows the crazy cycle I was trapped in. A lot of hair extensions and wigs actually have these hidden chemical residues left over from when they're made. Then you add in your own scalp heat and sweat, and that exposure gets way worse. And that itching I thought was normal? Yeah, that was my scalp, basically screaming for help, sending out an SOS, because all that buildup makes it impossible for healthy hair to grow.
And then I heard this, and it clicked. This was my big aha moment. It was a total mindset shift. I realized, how could I ever expect to have flourishing edges if the very foundation, my scalp, was compromised? I needed a fresh start, a totally clean slate.
So I did it. I stopped looking for some miracle growth oil and decided to focus on building that clean foundation instead. I committed myself to a simple, structured 30-day reset that I did every single week. No excuses.
My whole new routine boiled down to just these 3 simple steps. It wasn't complicated, it didn't take up my whole day, which, for a beginner like me, was absolutely perfect.
Okay, so first up, the oil pre-cleanse. Before I even thought about washing my hair, I'd put a natural oil all over my scalp. The whole point here is to gently loosen up all that product gunk and any of those coatings on the extensions. It's like prepping the canvas for the deep clean that's about to happen. All right, next is the main event, the detox cleanse. So I'd mix this detox clay powder with some water till it turned into a smooth paste. And listen up, here's a crucial tip from the instructions. Do not use metal bowls or spoons. Apparently metal can mess with how effective the clay is. So just don't do it. Then I'd apply this paste right onto my scalp and all around my hairline and just let it sit and do its thing for about 10 or 15 minutes. This step is amazing. It literally works like a magnet, just pulling all those impurities, residues, and nasty toxins right out of your scalp.
And finally, after rinsing all that clay out, I'd finish with a botanical rinse. And I gotta say, this was my favorite part. It's a super soothing herbal liquid that just calms everything down, gets your scalp's pH back in balance, and gives your hair follicles a big drink of hydration. It feels incredible. So I stuck with it every week, oil, cleanse, rinse. And after just 30 days, wow, the results were just undeniable. That constant, maddening itch, completely gone. And for the first time in what felt like forever, I could actually see my edges starting to fill in and flourish again.
Now look, to keep this routine simple and to make sure I actually stuck with it, I did not want to be playing chemist in my kitchen every week. So I found a system that was designed to solve this exact problem.
This is it. This is the exact kit I used. It's called the ToxiTress Hair Detox System. Honestly, having everything right there in one box, already measured out, it just made it so easy to stay consistent. What I really loved about this system is that it's made for us, for people who wear protective styles. It gets to the root of the problem, what's happening under the braids, instead of just trying to cover up the symptoms.
So if any of this story is ringing a bell for you and you want to try the exact same reset, you can find the whole system at toxictress.info. I really wanted to share my story, not as an expert, but just as someone who finally found something that really truly worked. And now, I kind of want to shift the focus from my journey to yours. This right here is the biggest lesson I learned through all of this. It wasn't one single detox that saved my edges. It was the commitment to that simple weekly routine. Real transformation only happens when you show up consistently. And I know I am not the only one who's felt this way. That pressure to have these perfect styles, but then the frustration when things go wrong.
It's like this shared struggle, this beauty burden that so many of us are carrying around. But it really doesn't have to be that way.
So I'll leave you with this question. Your scalp is the foundation for everything. Are you ready to stop accepting itching as normal? Are you ready to start giving your scalp the clean, healthy foundation it needs to actually thrive? If this helped you at all, join me on this journey and hit that subscribe button. Let's figure this out together.